So, you think you've seen everything in Red Dead Redemption 2? But you haven't. Today I'm taking you through some secret spots and hidden treasures that most players ride straight past on their first run. Alright, let's ride out. Our first stop is deep in the forest near Van Horn Trading Post, close to the Kamasa River. And, right in the middle of that quiet forest, you'll spot a broken wagon with supplies scattered all around it. You'll see crates, barrels, random junk, and just off to the side, the bodies of 2 dead horses lying in the grass. Now most players will just loot the obvious stuff and move on, but the first treasure here is not in the rubble. Look just a little bit away from the wagon and you'll see a plant you can actually pick and examine. It's oregano. Doesn't sound like a big deal, right? But when Arthur consumes it, his stamina core refills. So harvest it, eat it, and remember this little spot for free stamina whenever you're passing through. After that, don't just ride off, take a moment to sweep the area, check the supplies, the crates, any loose items around the wagon. Now, here's where the real secret comes in. Activate Eagle Eye and slowly scan around the fallen tree near the wagon. Hidden underneath that fallen trunk, you'll see a faint glow from a lockbox that most people never notice. Inspect that lockbox and open it up. Inside you'll find a billfold worth $20 and a large jewelry bag. Easy money for a player who actually takes the time to look. This is one of those treasures that only true explorers find. Alright, our next location is another hidden treasure, and this one is tied to a mission, but you probably left too early. We're heading to a broken, burned out shack near the Scarlet Meadows stable, a location you visit during the story and then instantly forget about. If you remember which mission brings you here, drop it in the comments below. I want to see how many of you actually noticed this place the first time. Anyway, when you come back after the mission, the shack looks completely worthless. It's burned, it's ruined, that's exactly why most people ignore it. But there's a basement. Head down into the basement and start looting everything you can. You'll find canned kidney beans, a cigarette card, and canned baked beans tucked away on the shelves and surfaces. Check the wardrobe nearby and you'll pick up a bottle of Valerian root. This stuff boosts Arthur's Deadeye experience, which is incredibly useful if you want to level that up faster. Then look over to the nightstand and you'll spot a premium cigarette. You know the deal. Premium cigarettes mean more cigarette cards, and cigarette cards mean extra money and collectibles over time. But the real treasure isn't sitting out in the open. Pay close attention to the basement wall. There's a hidden stash there tucked into the stone. If you inspect it, then Arthur will reach in and pull out $50 in cash. That's pure early game money for essentially walking back to a mission location and actually exploring it for 2 minutes. Now let's move to something a little more peaceful, one of the most beautiful spots in the game. We're going to the famous bottle tree in the Heartlands. As you approach, you'll notice it immediately. A lonely tree with dozens of bottles hanging from its branches, all tied with ropes. Most players do exactly the same thing here. They ride past, stop for a second, say, "Oh, that looks cool," and then leave. And by doing that, they miss not one but 2 nice treasures. First, there's a special bottle on the tree. Walk up and look carefully and you can take it. It's a Ginseng Elixir. When you drink this, it increases your health XP. But that's not all. You need to activate Eagle Eye again and look at the hanging bottles. One of them will stand out, highlighted among the others. Raise your gun, shoot the highlighted bottle, and you'll hear it shatter. Once it drops, go over and pick up the real treasure, a gold nugget. You come here for the view, and if you're paying attention, you leave with profit. Alright, let's head to somewhere almost nobody bothers to visit. An old abandoned mill near Dewberry Creek. There are no main missions here, no big markers, nothing pushing you toward it. But as always, Rockstar hides something for the explorers. Here we can see a lockbox hidden among the rubbles, easy to miss if you're just rushing through. Inspect and open that lockbox and you'll be rewarded with a coin cup worth $22 and a cigar. But there's one more little prize here. Look around for a ladder and climb up. On the upper level, keep your eyes open for another bottle of Valerian root. Now, to our next spot, and this one is packed with both loot and story. We're heading to the oil derrick in the Heartlands, one of those places you might glance at from a distance and never bother to fully explore. As you approach, you'll see a broken wagon, scattered debris, and signs that something went very wrong here. Look around carefully and you'll come across the corpse of a man lying near the site. You can loot him. You'll find a letter from the Cornwall Kerosene and Tar Company, addressed to a man named Varley. It's signed by the Vice President, Cameron Spence, writing on behalf of Leviticus Cornwall himself. In the letter, he asks Varley to reconsider the company's purchase offer. That tiny detail tells a whole story in the background. Corporate pressure, land disputes, and probably the reason this man is now dead in the dirt. This is what makes RDR2 feel like real life. After you read the letter and soak in that little bit of tragedy, it's time to grab the rest of the loot here. Explore the surrounding area and you'll find a small camp with a hidden lockbox. Inspect and open it to get some canned food. A simple but useful find. Nearby, stay observant and you'll find another bottle of Ginseng Elixir. And we're still not done. Inside the pit of the oil derrick itself, you can discover a dinosaur bone. This bone is part of a larger stranger mission where a paleontologist asks you to locate 30 dinosaur bones scattered across the map. Finding this one early gives you a nice head start on that quest, and it's one of those collectibles that most players never stumble upon unless they're using a guide, or obsessively combing through every location. So in one small area you get story, loot, stat boosts, food and progress toward a collectible quest. Okay, before we wrap up, let me give you a bonus tip that can completely change your early game experience. If you want a powerful horse as early as Chapter 2, don't just rely on stable purchases, start hunting bounty hunters. Bounty hunters often ride very strong horses, and if you take them out and calm the horse down, you can claim it for yourself. In my case, I managed to grab a rare Mustang with the GRULLO dun coat from a bounty hunter, and it instantly became one of my favorite early game rides. And it's not just a one-off. You'll notice that bounty hunters in general tend to ride powerful horses, so every ambush or chase you survive is a chance to upgrade your mount for free. And if you're looking for one of the fastest horses you can get early in the game, you don't have to wait for late game areas or expensive stables. Fast travel or ride over to Strawberry, then head out toward the nearby mountains and lakes to find the wild red Chestnut ARABIAN. This horse is small but incredibly quick, with great acceleration and high speed, making it perfect for long rides between all these hidden spots. It also has solid handling, which means tighter control during chases, shootouts on horseback. Now for the new players struggling to get perfect pelts. Especially for crafting, let's talk about badgers and raccoons. For a perfect badger pelt, head to the trapper location near Riggs Station. Around this area you can almost always find a badger nearby. Before you proceed, use your binoculars or eagle eye to check its star rating. Only go for a 3-star badger if you want that perfect pelt. If it's not 3-star, ride a bit away and come back after a short distance or a brief wait to reset the spawns and star ratings, then try again. And for the perfect raccoon pelt, make your way to Owanjila Dam near Strawberry. This place is a great reliable spot to find raccoons wandering around, especially during the evening or night. And that's it for today's route through some of RDR2's most underrated secret spots. Thanks for riding with me, and I'll see you in the next one.